Hey there. So today we're going to take the idea of a flashback and we're going to look at it through the lens of a quantum jump, right? Because back to that concept of if we can take what they're already doing and take it out of reaction and put it into action, we can retrace their steps and untangle this mess in time so that they can start living forward. Now, traditionally, a flashback is when memories of a past trauma are experienced as if they're taking place right here, right now. So that could mean a woman enters an elevator and suddenly is experiencing a rape that happened one time while she was on an elevator. She's terrified, she's sweating, she's hyperventilating, right? And, oftentimes there's fear even getting on the elevator. All those responses would happen prior to even setting foot on the elevator, right? Now, is it memories of a past trauma coming forward? Or are the fragments yelling when there's a circumstance close enough to get your attention? The way a flashback energetically is described, right, signifies that the past is coming forward or that these memories are taking over the moment. But what if instead, right, we're disassociating and being catapulted backwards through time and sucked into that loop and into the fragment? Now, as we were speaking about, astral travel is an intentional out of body experience and it's initiated so that one can travel through time and space as we know it today, right? So, a personal individual can quantum jump travel back through their personal timeline very easily. Now, when I was studying Domenher's theories on time, right, they spoke very clearly. They're doing big research on uh, uh, big timeline glitches like Atlantis, and but they were very clear that going through one's own timeline is pretty effortless. Now, the thing is, right, people study for years to learn how to do this, as we were speaking of earlier. Years to learn how to do this. And these guys do it with a thought, and sometimes without a thought, with a feeling, right? So to be able to take that out of reaction into action is pretty powerful space to work towards. Now, a quantum jump is an abrupt transition of a quantum system from one quantum state to another or from one energy level to another. That being said, a human being is a quantum system, right? So being able to molecularly shift from one place to the other in an instant is different than what it takes for a person to travel, right? Most of the time, traveling feels like flying, right? Quantum jump is just boom, your feet are on the ground. It's truly what it takes. And it's all in the details. Now, Back to psychology, what's disassociation? An out of body experience. What is necessary to astral travel? An out of body experience. Could it be possible that a flashback is an unconscious quantum jump? No control, no control over where you're going, when, why, how, right? Just with a thought, you're there, right? So that means you're in the middle of a conversation and a dot connects back to something horrible for you, and boom, you're in it. Now, when I was in my astral travel class, and she guides us home, and I'm in my body for the first time, and I'm trying to pay attention to her speaking as I'm like experiencing so many sensations physically, right? Sensory in every which way, the light. But she was trying to emphasize that one of the primary rules for astral travel is quantum and or quantum jumping is to have a guide, right? To have a guide. You never travel alone because you want to make sure that someone is going to be cognizant of getting you home and realigning your astral body with your physical body. You get the irony here. You get the irony here, right? These guys got stuck out and they don't know how to get back in. And then there's these very gifted beings that didn't ever have a guide or a teacher. They didn't get to go to Hogwarts, right? Instead, they've muddled through. So as we move forward, we're moving into you being a position to be their guide in these spaces and retrace their steps and take them back to the beginning where things went sideways. Now, the hugest piece in all this is that they do it. You're not doing it. You're not doing the magic. You're guiding them and teaching them how to do the magic, to do the jumping, right? Even if you're extraordinarily intuitive, you keep you out of it as much as possible, right? I know for myself, I have it set up that I get glimpses of maybe the beginning of something, or I get a glimpse of a place, right? But the game is for them to find it. So for you to guide them back to that moment where they can go in and do that rescue mission and untangle time. Now, you guys by this point have been exposed to some of these foundational exercises, and the coming home exercise or the astral realignment is a game changer, but it is an exercise, right? It's guiding them into that corpus callosum, which is, neuroscience is claiming to be our control center for all of our systems. I've been guiding people into the corpus callosum for a few years, and this woman into the corpus callosum for God knows how long. So I'm not claiming ownership over this, but I want everyone to understand that if we can't access the corpus callosum, we do not have access to our control room. We don't have access to our wisdom circuit, right? So, real quick, I'm going to guide you in, right? I want you to bring your awareness to the ceiling above the top of your head. As you look down on the top of your head, we're going to come down right into the center of your brain, into your corpus callosum. And we're going to find balance there. If one side of your brain or the other feels heavier, we're going to come in just like the bubble in that level, and we're going to find balance right in that center of that corpus callosum. Now we're going to draw that energy that builds up behind your eyes back, and we're going to watch it connect back to the corpus callosum and the left and right brain, creating the symbol of the third eye, right? So we're going to drop down from the corpus callosum, and we're going to fill up our chest cavity. And we're going to witness that circuit connecting from the corpus callosum into your heart muscle, activating all the brain cells there. And we're going to drop down and we're going to fill up your torso, all the way down to the sits bones. And we're going to witness that circuit dropping down into the gut, activating all the brain cells in the gut. And we're going to consciously witness the activation of that wisdom circuit. We're going to drop down, we're going to fill up your thighs, your calves, your feet, your toes, bringing awareness to the big toe of your right foot. We look for your pulse there. Now, this is always a measurement, always a measurement. And we're going to bring our awareness to the big toe of the left foot, and we're going to find your pulse there. And we're going to measure what feels different today than yesterday. Welcome home. Now, that coming home exercise, that astral realignment, if people are saying to you, I, I keep trying to be grounded, I can't stay in my body, I watch myself live, teach them how to be in their body. It's really that simple. And it's different than grounding. Grounding, again, is a principle or an idea of like attaching your energy to the core of the earth. No, I want you to be able to feel your toes, right? Because these people have not been in their bodies. If we can't be in our bodies, we can't be successful human beings. Right? If you can't feel your feet, you're going to be stumbling and falling down in every aspect of life. Right? If you can't feel your fingers, you're going to be dropping things and fumbling the ball every step of the way. Right? So, do you think it's possible for us to turn the disorder of these systems into a realignment, creating and releasing their superpowers into the world? Do you think that could be possible?